Just this Saturday, there was an Ebola scare. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention, they quarantined an international flight in New Jersey because one passenger became ill and was vomiting on that plane. It was a United Airlines flight that stopped in Brussels. It was one of 255 passengers. Within about an hour, the quarantine passengers were released, and it was determined that the illness that the passenger had was unrelated to Ebola. But that doesn't mean that fears aren't heightened. I'm at the Newark Airport today where I spoke with a woman. She's getting ready to fly to Portugal through Frankfurt, and she says, even though she's not flying to Liberia, she's fearful.
What makes me nervous right now is my boyfriend's flight to the Caribbean today with my dog was emergency landed in Orlando because of a sick person on board, and I'm hoping that's not Ebola.
I also spoke with a gentleman who was working at the airport on Saturday. He said there was really no commotion here at the airport, but it definitely caused alarm.
I just heard it from somebody, and then somebody else read about it on the internet.
Well, it seems on the Ebola front, the fear is outpacing the actual cases that we're hearing, but not so much on the Enterovirus front. Sabeel, you're chasing a story whether there's some rational fear out there and some irrational fear. A young boy is dead.
The Enterovirus has turned deadly in New Jersey. There are at least 9 cases and over 500 cases nationwide, mostly involving children. What's so scary about the Enterovirus is that it looks like your common cold. It's, coughing, sneezing, runny nose, muscle aches, and possibly a light fever, but obviously it's much more serious than that. The parents of the kids at the same school that Eli Waller went to, they all held a meeting on Sunday night with Mayor Kelly Yeadie of Hamilton and the school superintendent and CDC officials. And parents were really upset by that meeting because they said that they feel like they're not being told everything. I spoke to a parent who said that her mother-in-law went to that meeting and she came out very upset. This morning, I went to the Yardville Elementary School to see how many parents would actually be sending their kids to the school. I spoke to a mother, Tina Michael, and I asked her how she feels about all this.
I'm very upset about it, the way they went around, not handing out the forms, letting parents know about what was going on with the Enterovirus.
Clearly, people always want answers, and it's very hard as a parent to even wrap my head around this little boy's death, especially given the timeline, how fast it happened. At the same time, a panic doesn't help anyone. So the whole idea that we have all these calls for shutting down the airports and closing the schools, everybody just relax because, knowledge is what's going to be the power in this, not overreacting.